Spending on cancer is set to more than double this decade to more than $200 billion. But will the healthcare system be able to support those skyrocketing costs? Bloomberg's Shannon Pettypiece is in Washington at the World Healthcare Congress, where this has been a key topic of debate. Shannon, good to see you.
Hi, Lisa. How are you? Yeah, cancer is one of the biggest things weighing on the U.S. healthcare system right now. And my guest here that I'm with, Newcomer, he's the head of UnitedHealth's cancer business, and he's grappling with these issues here. Tell me, Lee, how big of an impact is cancer care having on your business?
Well, cancer care represents about 11 cents of every premium dollar that someone spends for insurance. So about 10% of the cost of medical care for cancer. And unfortunately, it's rising very, very fast, probably rising about a rate of 5 times faster than general inflation. Wow. That's because of new technologies, the cost of being in a hospital, and drugs. So a very, very rapid increase in costs.
And what can you do to control that? I know you can't necessarily set the price of drugs or tell hospitals how much they can charge for a service. So as a health insurer, as the person paying for all this, what can you do?
Well, there are lots of things we can do. We can try and at least get a fair price for services, so we can go back to hospitals and ask for a fair price for taking care of those patients. We can also try and get people to use medicines that have the right evidence. So where there's support, where medicine works, we want it used. And in fact, we have a couple of programs to encourage more use of drugs. And we want to try and keep people from using drugs where there isn't any evidence, where it's not going to help. If we can take that waste out, that's one way to save some money and make cancer care affordable.
If we can't do that, are we going to have to get into a system like we see in the UK, where people are just told, you know, you can't have this certain treatment, or I'm sorry, that drug is just too expensive for you? Do you feel that's where we're headed if we don't get these costs under control?
I don't think that's an American way of approaching it, and so I don't think that's going to happen. But we'll have to figure out some society solution about what we can and can't afford. The UK made a very empiric decision. They said we're only going to spend $40,000 a year. I don't think Americans will tolerate that. But Americans do need to realize that those expenses go into their premiums, and that makes insurance more difficult to obtain for all Americans. So we have to figure out something to do.
Yeah, well, thanks, Lee. I really appreciate you talking to you. It's a great perspective. And Lisa, we're going to send it back to you for now.
All right, thanks so much, Shannon. That was Bloomberg's Shannon Pettypiece at the U.S. World Health Conference down in D.C.